American picker star Frank Fritz's Illinois antique shop undergoing construction after store struggles with low sales. Frank, 59, owns antique store Frank Fritz Finds in Savannah, Illinois. The U.S. Sun can reveal exclusive photos of the outside of the store taken in August, where construction is being done to the building. In the photos, yellow caution tape could be seen around the sidewalk outside of Frank Fritz Finds. In another photo, a construction truck and supplies are seen in front of the building. The windows for the floors above the store are in the process of being replaced, as plywood could be seen in the sills. The construction photos come after the American Pickers alum store has been struggling, as the U.S. Sun previously reported on the items in Frank's store. In exclusive photos obtained by the U.S. Sun, certain merchandise in Frank's store appeared to be broken and covered in cobwebs. In one photo, a vintage mannequin could be seen covered in spiderwebs. In another, more cobwebs were seen along a windowsill, as even a spider could be spotted in the photo. Another pic featured drumsticks signed by the Mickey Utley Band. The glass case holding the merchandise was shattered. There was also a near-empty display case holding vintage soda cans, including a modern-day Coca-Cola can, likely left by a customer. Throughout the store, most of the merchandise was covered in dust. There were even random pieces of metal and wood with no antique description or price tag. Customers of the store have posted reviews expressing their dissatisfaction with the antique shop. One customer said, "Nice people, but in all honesty it was almost like seeing things that were left in an attic. It would not be my first choice to check out around the area." A second wrote, "The antique store that time forgot. Enter through the bar, past the kitchen. A couple decades ago this was the best antique store for miles, with many vendors on multiple floors. It is housed in a local landmark, which was a big draw in itself. It is now a shadow of its former self, though they do appear to be repairing and working on it. There are 2 rooms of random old things, some nice and a lot not." A third commented, "I was a huge fan of the show. I stopped in to give Frank support and see what all the buzz was about. The place looked like an episode of Hoarders." A fourth complained, "The store is truly full of hoarders' junk. I was looking forward to visiting Frank's Finds but left disappointed. This store is full of overpriced junk and old oil cans signed by Frank for $55 minus $110 EA. I will pass." Another wrote, "Don't waste your time. Old stuff that should have been tossed a long time ago that is way overpriced. The place is dumpy and not worth the drive. Was hoping Frank will open something better that's worth going to." The U.S. Sun previously reported on how his ex-co-star Mike Wolfe's Iowa antique store is constantly flooded with customers, unlike Frank's shop. A customer told the U.S. Sun, "Mike always has customers coming in and out of his store. It's a lot of fans who check out the pics seen on the show and buy merchandise." In photos obtained by the U.S. Sun, customers could be seen checking out antiques and waiting in line to purchase their items. As for Frank's store, which is located in 2 back rooms of a bar-restaurant, photos show not one customer. The insider said, "Customers browse Frank's store once in a while. It's not nearly as busy as Mike's." The U.S. Sun also previously reported on the annual sales of both locations. Per Experian's business valuation report for Frank Fritz Finds, estimated annual sales are reportedly $25,000. The company's business credit score 27 and is medium risk. As for the financial stability risk ratings, the shop received a medium-high risk of 4 out of 5 rating. The report claims this means there is a 10% potential risk of severe financial distress within the next 12 months. Antique Archaeology Iowa's estimated annual sales are reportedly $62,000, per Experian's business valuation report. The company's business credit score is 23, which is medium-high risk. The report claims of the score, this score predicts the likelihood of serious credit delinquencies within the next 12 months. As for the financial stability risk ratings, Antique Archaeology received a medium risk of 3 out of 5 rating. The report claims this rating predicts the likelihood of payment default and/or bankruptcy within the next 12 months. Frank hasn't been as involved in the business since suffering a stroke in July 2021. His close friends filed an emergency appointment of a temporary guardian and conservator for the star on August 18, claiming his decision-making capacity is so impaired. The conservatorship papers exclusively obtained by the U.S. Sun revealed plans to revamp the store. The initial plan filed by conservator Midwestone Bank Reed, Mr. Fritz is a well-known collector and has numerous outbuildings full of valuable collections. The conservator has not yet inventoried those items but plans to leave them largely as they are now, with the exception of stocking Mr. Fritz's antique store in Savannahfield as needed. Conservator is hopeful Frank will be able to participate in selection and pricing of items as he did previously. A source previously told the U.S. Sun Frank is walking again after the stroke left the right side of his body paralyzed. Frank last appeared on American Pickers during a March 2020 episode, as he took time off to recover from back surgery that left him with 185 stitches and 2 rods in his spine. Mike announced Frank was no longer with the show in 2021. Frank revealed his feud with co-star Mike during a 2021 interview with the U.S. Sun. The two reunited over Memorial Day weekend and are friends today. A source claimed to the U.S. Sun, "Everything between them is fine. They've known each other for 40 years. They went to high school, they've done all this stuff together." The insider said Mike has visited Frank a handful of times since he suffered the stroke, as the two call and text today as well.